Hey folks, here at OS Reviews. So one of the things that may deter folks from picking up a smartwatch is its bulky size, its non-traditional design, the fact that you have to charge it daily, and the fact that it's a distraction perhaps from your day-to-day activities because you're always plugged into social media. And that's why fitness trackers and watches like the Martin Notifier have been so attractive to me in the past. Today we're taking a look at a low-cost version that's pretty similar to something like the Martin Notifier or even the Misfit Flash, very low-cost fitness tracker, by having just a simple kind of analog, true watch that doesn't have a real display. It can't actually tell you the notification or the message. Instead, there's a light that will flash, and then you can check your phone for a full message. And alternatively, it also works as a regular fitness tracker. So it will record your steps and your sleep discreetly without being over the top and telling other people that it's necessarily a smart watch. So the design here is very simple. It sells online for about 30 bucks. It's called the PowerLead PL-20, and you can scan here to download the companion app for iOS or Android. It's actually using a generic app that's called Day Up that we also saw with quite a few fitness trackers in the past. You can see it comes in a few different color options, and the watch straps can be adjusted to be customized, and you can see that it does offer sleep monitoring, so deep versus light sleep. It has an accelerometer on board. It gives you notifications by form of that flash. If you get a new call or a text message, it can also act as an alarm. Again, it tells your steps, calories burned, stuff like that. So let's take a quick look at the packaging here. It's very simple. There's just an instruction manual right on top that reiterates the features, and it's presented in color for both iOS and Android. This is again what the app looks like. It's a generic app that works with most trackers, but you sync it using Bluetooth, and it's going to transfer your data for sleep and steps over, just like the Misfit Flash. Other contents include the watch and this interesting looking strap, which is actually used to remove the battery compartment and swap out the battery. This is a waterproof smartwatch, so you can take it with you when showering or going to the beach, and it will survive. It's very interesting how this tool works. There's basically these prongs located around the edges of the door, kind of like a clock, and you would simply attach it to any two edges, and it fits in pretty well, and then you can just twist it in one direction to remove it. It's pretty tight though, and requires a little bit of playing around to remove it completely, since it's supposed to be waterproof. Underneath, you'll find a cell-based CR2032 battery, the same type that you find on the Misfit Flash. This is a battery that will last for about a year before you need to replace it, and there are actually rechargeable versions of this battery available on the market that you can purchase separately that I recommend. But one of the benefits here is you no longer have to recharge it every night, but again, it is using a traditional battery found on, let's say, a regular watch, as opposed to a rechargeable one by default. Design here again is very clean and elegant looking. It's one of the things that attracts me personally to the BL-20. I feel like it looks quite classy, and again, it doesn't seem like a real smartwatch in its design. It seems like a very traditional timepiece. Build quality here is also quite good because all the money is being invested into the hardware as opposed to having a LCD screen. So we have a nice aluminum frame, a tempered glass surface, and a watch strap, which is made out of a very soft and comfortable latex material. It has a nice texture to it, and everything here again seems to be fairly well constructed as far as attention to detail is concerned. The crown here is what you use to adjust the clock. This is again a very traditional analog clock. The green here is actually neon, so it's going to be illuminated in darker environments, kind of in a glow in the dark fashion, but there's no physical backlight. From here we can see the minutes as well as the hour, but there is no seconds display. I can also kind of pull the crown outwards just like on a regular watch to adjust the time, and when I'm satisfied I can just hold it back in and the clock will run. So it works pretty well. It's basically split into two segments. One which is acting just as a regular watch with its time, and it's going to continuously move, and two as that fitness tracker, which is really hidden and disguised in the back with that accelerometer. It's going to pick up your steps, your movements, your sleep, and then push all of that over to your phone whenever you connect it using Bluetooth. So it's really hiding all of that behind the facade of a regular watch, which I think is pretty clever. Now, the LED notification light is down below here. You can see these two tiny pins. It's going to flash red and blue when you get a new call or text message or Twitter or WeChat. And it's pretty bright and it's easy to see whenever you have a new message. But obviously, you can't check or know beforehand what that message is. So you can kind of filter it out more specifically using the app if you want to get something more specific. So all in all, the design of the hardware is definitely pleasing. I feel like it feels premium, much more expensive than the $30 would suggest. And as far as size is concerned, it also is very similar to an actual timepiece. And compared to the Xiaomi Amazfit Bip, which is one of the smallest fitness trackers, smartwatches on the market, you can see that the size is slightly larger, but at the same time, it's also much thinner than the Moto 360. So pretty classy and fits men and women alike without any issues, I think. Let's take a closer look at the app next. So here's the free Day Band app. You can see it's very simple. It doesn't give you that much details compared to something like, let's say, a Fitbit, as far as data analytics and smartly knowing, what certain trends correspond to. But it presents a simple interface with the essentials, such as the number of steps you've taken out of a daily goal, the distance you've walked, calories converted, and you can also take a look at your sleep, light versus deep sleep, how much you've been turning around in your bed at night, and it's going to correspond that to a metric you see here. Now, it doesn't have heart rate tracking on this specific tracker, but you can see that it is available in the software because certain bands will have it. And again, this is a universal app that works with a lot of devices. In terms of charts, you can see that it also displays your steps in a graphical way if you want to take a look at your progress through the week, something like that. So overall, it works pretty well, and it's a simple interface, but it gets the essentials done without giving you too many extras, which some people probably want, but at the same time, this is again a very low-cost option. So I have to say that I overall definitely see a market for the BL-20 just because, it does give you all the benefits of a fitness tracker, but at the same time, it looks like a traditional watch. And for a lot of folks, that's enough to pick something like this up. At the low price point, it also makes sense. Some of the downsides could possibly include a cell-based battery that you have to replace. Even though it's a 1-year battery life, having to replace a battery is something that not many people will enjoy doing, or probably will just replace it with a different tracker altogether. And also, I can see that the fact that notifications are a little bit very discreet just by having a light flash, and the fact that there aren't too many instructions can be slightly difficult for first-time smartwatch or smart fitness tracker owners to get used to. So those are also things to consider from a learning curve perspective. But as far as the hardware goes, I do think that it's fairly attractive and nicely crafted. You can check out more details about this in our official written review, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. This has been the PowerLead PL-20 Smart Watch.